Hey team, Coach Meite, back with another Foodie Friday video. Guys, I'm a little bit sad. This is our final installment of Foodie Friday. You're probably just as sad as I am if you've been following this series. I know you were excited to see me, but I hope you've enjoyed the videos in any case. I hope you found some little gems in there, some bits of advice that you could implement in your life to get the result that you want. In this video, I kind of wanted to recap on some of the things that I spoke of in the previous videos in case you maybe missed something or didn't understand something, or maybe you just wanted a reminder. This is the video for that. So the first thing that I want to touch on is that you need to be crystal clear on what your goal is, whether it's weight loss, fat loss, just feeling better, feeling healthier, whether it's to build muscle. Be really clear on what the goal is. You don't want to be wishy-washy and I want a little bit of toning and I want some fat loss, but I also want to build as much muscle as I can. Some of these goals can be a little bit in opposite direction as far as what you need to do with nutrition. So be really clear on the goal, focus on that, and again, you can tweak your nutrition so that it works better for you. The second thing that I wanted to think about is being really as organized as possible. Okay, you want to be prepared, because I find that a lot of people tend to wing it, and winging it tends to yield really poor results. So what does being prepared mean? Well, the first thing is you want to track your food intake. You want to use a food diary. So it's up to you what you do, whether you want to write it on paper, whether you want to use an app, whatever you choose to do, but use a food diary. You don't have to do it for a long time, but I'd say at least 4 weeks. 8 weeks preferably, so you can really get an insight into how it is that you eat, what it is that you're consuming in terms of calories, in terms of protein, in terms of the whole macronutrient profile. It's really, really useful, so do track your food. Another way to be well prepared is to prepare your meals in advance. So you could set a day, for example on Sunday, and you could meal prep. Okay, so you could cook in batch, freeze your food, and that way it's ready for the week, so you don't have to think about it, because thinking about what you're going to eat next can be a stress, it can be a challenge, and when you're already stressed as it is because of life, well, you tend to make rather poor decisions. So be prepared in that way. Another way to be really well prepared is to look up menus before you go out. So if you're going to go out and you know where you're going, look up the menu beforehand, choose what you're going to eat. Super important. And in terms of how to pick your meals, and this goes for pretty much anything that you eat, any meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch or dinner, this is how you want to create your meal. The first thing you need to think about is protein. Okay, think about the fact that you want the meal to be high in protein. So again, at breakfast, just having a bowl of cereals or a bowl of oats is okay, but have some protein in there, whether it's going to be some eggs, whether you're going to have a shake, whether you're going to have maybe some yogurt, a protein yogurt or skyr. Really, really important that you have a high portion of protein in every single meal. That's going to help you for several reasons I've highlighted in previous videos, but the first one, protein keeps you full. So super important that you have some protein in every meal. And the second thing is protein is muscle sparing and muscle building. So again, protein is not overrated, super important on the list, so make sure you have that. The second thing you want to think about when you're creating any meal, when you're going out, is having high fiber in your meal. Okay, high amount of fiber. So that's going to be lots of vegetables. You got your whole grains, your greens, all that kind of stuff. Yes, so make sure that you have those two things. If you can do that, then you're golden. As far as breakfast is concerned, you might not have some greens in your breakfast, but things like oatmeal are high in fiber. So these are things that you might want to think about when it comes to being prepared. Something else that you need to think about, so I did mention going out. You want to keep eating out to a minimum. Now, I'm not saying you need to live like a hermit and not go out ever, but when you go out, you have less control over what goes into the food. So sometimes they put added oil and added sugar just to make it taste nice, okay, so that you enjoy the meal, which is fine, but you want to keep that to the bare minimum, and that's going to help you get a better result. Try to cook your own meals as often as possible. Take your home cooked meals to work if you're going to work, and that's going to be much, much better for you. Something else to think about is your calories when it comes to liquid calories. Okay, so any kind of alcohol, be mindful of that. Okay, try to limit that as much as possible. Any kind of fruit juices, smoothies, even oil. Okay, these are liquid calories as well. Keep those to a minimum, because it's really hard to tell how many calories you're consuming when you're drinking them, and these don't keep you full. Okay, so again, try to keep those to a minimum. And something else to think about is to be mindful when you're eating. Try not to let yourself get distracted. You want to avoid eating as you're watching television. You want to avoid scrolling through your phone, scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is that you do, and try to really enjoy the flavors and pay attention to what's going on, and even pay attention to the people around you. Have a conversation. That's going to help you slow down your pace of eating, and you'll find that you'll be more aware of what's going on in your body. And when you're full, be prepared to put the fork down and put the food away. Okay, you don't have to finish the plate. I know a lot of us have this kind of thinking, this mindset that we need to finish the plate, it needs to be empty. But that again might be contradictory to your goal. If your goal is fat loss, then you don't have to finish the plate. Just eat what's necessary and then put the rest away. And finally, the last piece of advice that I'm going to give you, even though I didn't really cover this in previous videos, is to practice balance. Okay, so this is going to be my main tip for this video, and what I mean by that is you're not a robot, and I don't expect you to eat salads every single day and eat the perfect meals every single day. I think it makes more sense to have a little bit of balance, in the sense that there are no foods that are bad. Okay, and I really want you to appreciate that. I really want you to get that in your mind, that, and I don't want you to feel bad if you're having some ice cream or some pizza or burgers or crisp or whatever it is that you fancy that is maybe labeled junk food. You can have those foods, and I want you to think that they are part of a healthy diet, so long as you keep them to a minimum. So the rule that I like to use, the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the food that you consume should be minimally processed whole foods, okay, high in nutrients, high in vitamins and minerals. So usually there's single ingredient foods, the ones that when you go to the fruit and veg aisle, you really want to spend a lot of time in that aisle. Okay, things that are not pre-packaged and that have lots of different ingredients, single ingredients. So for example, when you buy an apple, it's just an apple. There are no extra ingredients there. So that should make up the bulk of your diet. And then the other 20% can be anything you want. Again, your ice cream, your biscuits, your muffins, your croissant, whatever it is you're into. 20% of your intake can be whatever you want, and I find that usually that keeps people sane, and it makes your diet a little bit more fun. Okay, so that's pretty much it for me. Again, I hope you've enjoyed this little series that we made for you, and guys, I wish you the best of luck on your journey to being fitter, being stronger, getting healthier. I hope you've enjoyed this series, and I will catch you guys hopefully in studio. Okay, bye bye.